All right, mon chéri, let's go solve a mystery.
Almost arrived at Cordona. We're back where we grew up. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
The governor gave his speech there. I was extremely irritated by his lies. I shouted my opinions very loudly for everyone to hear.
Behold, Sherlock Holmes' famous adherence to justice.
Well, Cory, you and I are off to check out Sherlock Holmes Chapter One, and this isn't the game I kind of was hoping for. I'm gonna be completely honest, right off the hop, dude. I am really kind of baffled at this one. I had some pretty high hopes. I've played some Sherlock Holmes games in the past that were fantastic, like really good, really in depth, and there's a lot of depth to this one. But dude, it's so dull. Like I was bored the minute I turned the game on, and that's unfortunate because like I really expected a high impact on the game, the story. Dude, the story, it was hard to get through to even push me to continue on in the game. What happens is you were there to visit your mother's grave, and you get roped into all these other quests. You get instantly into a murder scene, and you're kind of from there, you know, it's just, dude, the way it unfolds, and they don't even really explain how to use the mechanics within the game. I think that was one of the most frustrating parts. Yeah. So, you know, Sherlock is obviously a very intelligent guy. He's very witty. He knows his stuff. He knows how to solve these crimes. He's got these abilities, these powers that allow him to kind of enhance his senses in a sense to then, you know, look at people in a certain way, and they can depict certain things from them, and then how they solve these mysteries. But the formula from the developers over at Frogwares to allow us to do this isn't explained well at all. Like zero explanation. There's a help button. Dude, you literally push up on the D-pad when you're in this scenario to help explain how all this stuff works. And I was just, man, you didn't break it down enough. And just to click on a help button to help solve these dull puzzles. Cory, I was bored the entire time I played this game. How about you?
You know what? When you kind of told me about this game, I checked out the trailer, and you know what? The trailer wasn't overwhelming, I'll say, but it gave me kind of an interest, because I'm like, you know, what kind of game is this going to be? It, you know, it depicts it as some sort of open world mystery game with some action as well. And okay, so you hop in and kind of check it out. But like you said, right from the get-go, it's a little slow to start, and there's so many mechanics in this game that the menu system is like, there's probably about 7 tabs on the menu system that you go through on a consistent basis, whether you're looking at abilities, or you're going through your map, or your casebook,
Mind
or
Palace,
John's diaries. I know there's a million different things that you can kind of check out in this game, which is cool. There's, you know, it's deep in that sense, but this is a $60 game, and the offering we get, I mean, visually, I thought on the Xbox Series X, it looked pretty good, but like dialogue with the voiceovers, the character models, I mean, they didn't look that good, you know what I mean? And it's all about dialogue in this game. There's so much conversing with different people throughout Cordona, and I mean, the world,
but there's not, Cory.
Cool, but
that's the thing.
I know, that's the thing. You have to talk to a ton of people, but everybody has one line of text that they say, unless you're in one of your quests where you may be having like a conversation where you have 1 or 2 options to choose throughout the conversation that just kind of leads you to, you know, the same thing no matter really what you choose. So it's just, I don't know, there's parts of this game I think they just overloaded with so many features that it gets bogged down. Like, there could be a good story here and enough of a game that you want to go through, but honestly, it's so tough to get through some of these mysteries that you're trying to solve, and the way you use your concentration vision to look at the scene, and you're trying to pick out certain things. I mean, there's so many different mechanics and elements in this game. I found it very confusing at times, and like you said, the little help tab gives you a little bit of information, but overall, I mean, it's confusing at times, and that's what makes it frustrating, and honestly just takes away from the entire experience of the game.
Dude, Sherlock is all about, you know, questioning for information. And in a dialogue, which should be a dialogue driven, almost like an RPG kind of esque scenario, when you talk to the AI, they are dull, they are boring, and they have one flipping line. Dude, one line, and that is it. You can't ask them anything else. You come back, basically, even Sherlock himself. Okay, can I ask you this? And then they come up with their one word answer or the one sentence answer, and then that is all you get. But it's not even driven in a conversational manner. It is just hey, do you know anything about this?
It's very abrupt.
Oh man, it is so off-putting. It doesn't feel natural within this game to have conversations with anybody, and it was so off-putting. Man, dude, this game for me has been a complete miss.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just one question.
I'm sorry, but I've never heard of that.
Well, Corey, dude, I've had enough of Sherlock. This is one mystery I don't feel like solving anymore. For me, there's just too many missed opportunities from just a boring outcome of what should have been an enthralling game. The option of opportunity is here, but it's just a complete miss. The story is almost, almost there to hook you, and then you just get put off by boring AI puzzles that are just dull. The mechanics and tutorial just don't work. For me, dude, I gotta give it a 3. What about you?
Yeah, you know what? I'm down there too, Drew. I wanted this game to be everything I think the developers wanted it to be. They've, packed this game with so much stuff that, unfortunately just didn't really work together. It wasn't very cohesive. You want this game to be, at that level, and they just kind of missed on this one. I'm going to give it a 4. Lots to see and do in this point-and-click mystery adventure. Confusing game mechanics and lack of explanation can bog you down at times, and the dialogue choices are limited and can get very repetitive.
What can I say? I've always enjoyed working with the Holmes.
Before you go, impress me. What do you see?